What are you all up to? If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. I wanted to talk about some unreleased songs that Kendrick has, so let's get started, bro. If you want to donate to the channel, the cash applications are in the corner of this video. A number of musicians have mentioned working with Kendrick Lamar on several unreleased songs. Currently, a number of musicians have expressed interest in working with Kendrick Lamar on several songs, and they are recent collaborators. During a recent interview, Peso mentioned that he has tracks with Kendrick Lamar, and that they are plural. There is more than one. Although he is known to have come out with the GNX album, he claims in this interview that he has a few more songs with Kendrick Lamar and is unsure of what he did with the others. I'm going to watch the video now to see what he says in detail.
We talked about a lot of shit, and then he, it was just motivation, fool. Like, it's just motivating. We did a few tracks, and then
you did a few songs. That was you didn't do one song.
No, we did a few.
That's the thing, you see. We have only heard that particular tune. No other track was ever mentioned to us. Other than GNX, we haven't ever heard of any other music. Tor aware that other music already exists. What he did with it is also unknown to us. What he intends to do with it is unknown to us. Additionally, there might be the red GNX he has been touring in, the GNX Deluxe, as I mentioned. There has been a lot of talk about that.
I don't know what he did with everything else.
So you already had that like verse written?
Nah, fuck no, I did it in like 4 minutes.
So that was like your first time having to hear a beat and write to
No, it was a different song before that. That song that I did, the Peso did it, that was like from a different day that we did.
They met multiple days.
They performed several songs and met over several days. Now, I haven't heard this story before. We were unaware of the GNX writing process, so hearing this is quite fascinating. Additionally, we're now concluding that Peso is stating, well, we recorded on several days after we met. He gave me a motivational speech to greet me. I could only imagine that they collaborated on songs together several times with all of the artists, not only Peso, and that they were still unsure of which tracks would be included on the album. If they were to record them, I doubt they even knew which songs would be on an album. You know, I think they were just happy to be there. It's a good chance. Which song was on the album wouldn't even matter to me. Right now, Kendrick Lamar and I are recording. This is one of the most significant events for artists leaving California, particularly for those artists leaving the state, bro. However, he is not alone. He is not alone in discussing unreleased songs with Kendrick Lamar. As you can see, we have both Lefty Gunplay and Boodle Kev. Bro, Lefty Gunplay is someone who has also discussed going all the way back to 7 months ago. 7 months ago, Lefty Gunplay discussed Kendrick Lamar and the GNX Deluxe and its potential release date. He now discusses having to sign an NDA in this interview. Prior to discussing collaborating with Kendrick Lamar, he had to complete all of these tasks. He then discusses the GNX Deluxe and the reports that it will be released at this point. He also discusses working with Kendrick Lamar on a number of songs.
Did you cut that we didn't hear?
He has some stuff. We did 2-3 songs. He has some stuff in the chamber, and he told me.
So they got 2 or 3 songs.
Thus, there were 2 or 3 tunes playing in the room. This indicates that they performed 4 songs, and the one we heard all at once was the one he released in GNX. This indicates that there are 3 songs or collaborations between Kendrick Lamar and Lefty Gunplay that we are unaware of. He and Peso have a couple of songs together. And here are the snippets from the most anticipated album to be released. With the release of their record, we will have the clips. Additionally, Pusha T recently discussed recording many tracks with Kendrick Lamar in an interview.
Think of people just coming in and out of the studio, and it happened to be a person from Kendrick's camp.
Now the person from
I'm not sure who the individual from Kendrick's camp is. I'm not positive if it's Anthony. I'm not sure if that's Dave Free. Well, I'm fairly certain that the person who approached Pusha T in this exchange was someone close to Kendrick and his group. He mentions recording another song with Kendrick in the studio in this exchange, which I know has been getting viral lately.
And we let his folks hear the album, and he called them and was like, listen, you need to get on this. And mind you, at this particular time, he was just super busy. And man, I sent them.
I believe he was preoccupied with the beef, or perhaps he was just on tour. I'm not sure when he struck him up for the record or asked him. I'm not sure.
He just called back laughing, like, oh man.
Oh, really?
He was like, okay,
That's
I gotta
all.
do it. Don't worry about it. He was like, yo, I want to do 2.
And here's another instance where we have Pusha T.
This is yet another example where we have been told by a teaser that Kendrick Lamar intends to perform 2 songs, but we only know about one. We are obviously aware of Chains of Whips, the Pharrell Louis Vuitton fashion presentation a few years ago introduced us to Chains of Whips. We initially learned about this song's existence at that time. At least a significant portion of the stanza has been heard when Pharrell and the Clips are performing for the audience in Paris. We have heard so little of it. This is the only song from this album that we have heard with Kendrick Lamar and the Clips. However, I don't think we've heard the entire song yet. According to Pusha T, he handed him 2, not just 1. The intriguing element, though, is that So Be It, Element 2, is titled Track 4. I'm not sure if you've noticed this yet. There isn't a So Be It Part 1 on this page for Part 2. Only Portion 2 of So Be It is present. This is what it is now. I could only speculate that it might be the Kendrick Lamar songer that they didn't clarify. I suppose I have no idea why. It is titled Part 2. Why we don't have the original one is beyond me. However, Push It claims to have a second single with Kendrick Lamar. Is this the one? I'm not totally certain. However, I must admit that track 7, MTBTF, appears to be extremely ambiguous to only the videos that are there. Who knows? The Clips might be the cause. Perhaps it's only the recording snippets. Or perhaps that record also has an unexpected aspect. However, So Be It Part 2 is an intriguing record, in my opinion. But that's just my theory, just to put it out there. Kendrick might or might not be on it. What's intriguing, though, is that a third individual this year claimed to have collaborated with Kendrick Lamar on songs that we haven't heard. We have Pusha T, Peso, and Lefty Gunplay, who will release an album in a few days and claim to have a Kendrick Lamar record as well. He was seen recording music in a New York studio even while on tour. I can therefore be certain that Kendrick is still creating music and that he has tunes in the tuck. Will the GNX Deluxe album include these songs? Maybe. It will remain a legend. However, it's important to note that each of these musicians with whom Kendrick Lamar has collaborated has stated repeatedly that they have collaborated with him on multiple records. Kendrick wouldn't record those tunes for no purpose, but I am not sure when we'll get them officially. I am aware that he has been pushing this on the tour for a very long time. I continue to think that a GNX Deluxe might exist, but we can verify that there is new music that hasn't been heard or released yet, even though we hear all of these artists discuss albums that he has in the vault that have kept hidden. The final, all-important question is, how and when will the music be released? Will the upcoming album contain the second song that Pusha T is referring to? Will the GNX Deluxe release the records featuring Peso and Lefty Gunplay? When can we expect to hear these songs? I am aware that he has likely kept a number of songs out there, but tell me when you think we'll hear them, dude. Man, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the future video. Calm. Make it a legend. And just a little update, everyone. Right now, my channel is undergoing maintenance. I need to make a few adjustments, but in the meantime, dude, if you want to support the channel and donate, please use the cash applications in the upper right corner of the video. Additionally, you might subscribe to my secondary YouTube channel, JV. Additionally, you can follow me on X, on JV, or on Twitter. Man, I'm grateful to everyone who has contributed. I love you all. Man, I'll see you all again soon.